Good afternoon. I'm out here in the shop with some violets. I've got to deal with some babies. Things are starting to get crowded. These need to be taken out and potted. The top one's up here. This is a St. Paulia species. Ionantha. I'm sure I'm not saying that correct. The ones down below that I'm going to take out with the babies is a type called redoubled. Anyway, got some little white. I use these little white plastic solo cups. I'll take a hot nail and poke a bunch of holes in the bottom of them, around the edges, just real quick. Do them all like that. Just takes a few minutes to do a few of them. Make sure you have a fan going so you don't breathe in any of the fumes off of it. But I'll use those. They're deeper than I really would love to have, but these work just fine. I've not had much problem with them. I've got some of my. Let me adjust the camera here. I've got my African violet mix over there in that container, just so you can see what I'm doing. I don't have camera people with me today either. Camera lady is doing her thing, so just so you can see a little bit of the result. Actually, before we even get dirt, I need to go ahead and dig these out and separate them out. I'll take a spoon, go around them because the roots will spread and they'll get caught on each other. And you know, before I even get started, see how it's pulling that one over there? That leaf, I didn't want to do that, but no big deal. They root right back up real easy. Before I even get started or while I'm doing this, let me tell you, I'm just a hobbyist doing this. I'm doing this just for fun. And it's I have a great time doing it. And I love doing it. I'm just going to take these and put these right here for now. Take this other one, set it right here for now. And real quick, I'm going to readjust these guys, put a little dirt behind him, hold it up. These will be fine. These are actually all rooted. Every one of these is rooted nice. Has nice roots on it. I'm going to give them a little drink of water here in just a second. I keep the soil damp, but not even moist really. If you keep these wet, especially in a container like this, and I have holes poked in the top, I have holes poked in the bottom, it'll still, I mean, when I first put this in and the soil was moist, I don't think I've watered this maybe once since, the last month. And now that I've got it open, you mess with it, it'll dry a little bit. But if it's kept closed, most of the moisture kind of stays inside of it. I don't really have that much of an issue. I don't have a brush with me, but what I am going to do is, since these are rooted down a little bit, I'm going to scrape the soil back down a little bit off there till I can feel with the tip of my spoon here. I usually use a little brush for that. Right there, I can feel the roots, then I'm going to stop. And I'm going to leave them like that. That way there's just enough soil on them, just over it, because if you don't, you'll get, when the babies grow, they won't grow correctly. They won't grow correctly. I'll show you. You get a, I'm running around my shop here today with you guys, but if your leaf of your plant is coming down, all right, that's the stem of your plant, the babies are going to come up. Okay, there's your African violet babies. All right, if your soil is up here, they're never going to be able to get out. All right, so after the plant gets rooted, after it's got lots of roots coming off of it, scrape the soil down. If you don't want to plant them real shallow at first, scrape the soil down so when the babies come up, they have room to pop up above the soil. Does that make sense? Super crude drawing, but you get my point? You get my point? All right. And another thing, when you're planting these, and again, everybody does this different. Everybody does this different. Everybody does it different. But when you're planting these, and the reason you're supposed to cut the stem at an angle is because the babies will come out right there where it's been cut. Okay? So if your stem is down and you just leave it snapped off at the end like that, straight, your babies have to come out of that and they have to turn, and there's not a lot of room for movement. Right here they get spread out a little better, and it kind of pre-adjusts them and aims them at the top, if you get my drift. When you slice it, put the slice towards the surface. because the babies will come out of that and go up. When you do this, when you cut the stem, the longer the elongation, the more babies you'll usually get out of it, but you're also opening up the stem to a lot more water loss issues too, and a lot more chance of an infection also. So there's kind of a, you know, happy balance or happy medium there. Anyway, I know. Sketches from a 3-year-old on a Thursday afternoon, and my notes are falling out too. Neem, I want to talk about neem one of these days, but we're not going to do it right this minute. Anyway, that's been pulled back like that, and I'm going to actually just leave these guys alone. I might put just a little bit of soil back in here. And they're finished for now. Alright. Now I've got babies. See if I can zoom in a little bit better here. Good looking little baby, and that to me looks like it's probably 2. Anyway, these have a natural ability that if you take them by the leaves, and you need to look at the plant, kind of get an idea how it's growing. You pull it the wrong direction, you will damage them, but if you look at it, you can tell, and you can see this, see the root ball, see the roots on this? Nice little healthy root, but if you look at them, you can figure out, you'll be able to tell, see how they separate in the crown. Let me get it close enough where you can see it. But you'll see where the crowns will pull apart like that. See how the plant itself separates? You pull it from the other direction, you just pull in one plant, but it tells you which ones are separate. See, it tells you which plant is connected. So now you know where they separate. So usually if you just take the plants like that, be gentle, but don't be afraid to hurt them. And just gently pull them out. And see how this one? No roots at all, hardly. Nothing hardly came off that. But that's okay. That's okay. There. That's more like what you want, like that. But you don't get them all. And this leaf is still looks like it could go back in the ground, probably do fine. And we might plant it again, but actually I'm not going to because I have so many of these right now. So because I've got, this is not my first batch of redoubles. I've got a bunch of these guys. Something like this I might not save today. I think that's more like what I want. Anyway, I'll put that to the side for now because I've got a bunch of them here. I think we'll end up with about four probably. You never know. Like I said, I've got a bunch of these, so ones that don't come out real nice, see that has roots on it. That came out, that has roots. You can kind of see as they come out. And a lot of times I'll take these guys, instead of putting them in separate cups, I'll just take another one of these containers and I'll put them in a plastic container to rehouse them in again for a little while, kind of another nursery per se, so they get a chance to get a little more size to them. It's an extra step. That one I'm probably not going to keep. It's an extra step, yes, but yeah, there you go. That's a good one. And again, we'll toss those leaves. So I've got 1, 2, I don't know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They're not coming off as easy as I'd like them to be. That's better. That's a single plant. That's a nice one. Anyway, that's all I kind of do. They'll separate off on their own. You'll know which ones are worth keeping or not. And at that point, I'll fill the little cups up. I'm not using wicks on these guys. I'm not using wicks at all on these guys. And I'll plant them down so the crown is just at the surface. I don't pack it down. I gently just tamp the soil. That's it. That one's finished. They need to get labeled, and then once they get labeled, I'll put them back into that. I have a couple of containers I can have my soil in that are just full of these little bitty cups, and it keeps the humidity level up on them really nice, and they grow real fast. They come out very, very quickly, especially with the humidity on them. If I just put them on the plant shelf under the lights, they will grow, but they won't come out as fast. Not a lot to this. Not a lot to this. Like I said before, I'm a hobbyist. There's been a lot of people do repotting videos for African violets. Do whatever works for you. Like a tip of a spoon if you need to. Okay. Just get them anchored in there. They will take off on their own. I don't have any problems with them at all taking off. The only problem I have with African violet babies is finding a place to put them all. That's the problem I have with them. I'm going to save that one. Better about all of them. Anyway. That's how you do it. Anyway, I got 4 of them. It's just that easy. That's all I do. I could take the mother plants and repot them, but I don't need to. I've got so many of these, so I'm going to label these 4, put them back in the container, and get some more, and do a few more. Have a great afternoon. Get outside and work in your garden. Thanks for watching. Thanks for all those wonderful comments.